Assalamualaikum. So for the first part is introduction. First and foremost, Shariah Advisor is an expert Islamic law who provide guidance and ensure compliance with Islamic finance principles in financial institution and transaction. Second, the purpose of guideline or registration of Shariah Advisor is to establish a standardized framework for accredited individual as Shariah Advisor. It outlines the criteria, application process and condition for registration to ensure the competency and credibility of Shariah Advisor within the Islamic finance industry. And the last one is the importance of Shariah Advisor. Shariah Advisor play a crucial role in upholding the integrity of Islamic finance by ensuring that financial product and transaction comply with Shariah principles. Their expertise is essential in investment and business practice to ensure they are in accordance with Islamic law, thereby maintaining the trust and confidence of stakeholders in Islamic financial institutions. We move for part registration as Shariah Advisor. Firstly, to become a registered Shariah Advisor, individual must have specific criteria. This typically include having advanced education in Islamic law or Sharia compliant finance and actively engaging in continued professional development within the field. Next, the application process for registration as a Shariah Advisor involves several steps. Applicants are required to submit completed application forms, certified copies of educational certificate and credentials, evidence of relevant experience in Islamic finance, and character reference of testimonial. Additionally, there is usually a registration fee, the amount of which may vary depending on the regulatory authority or certification body. And lastly, Shariah Advisors are subject to certain conditions and terms. This may include compliance with ethical and professional standards set by regulatory authorities or Sharia boards, participation in continued professional development activity to stay updated with development in Islamic finance, regular reporting or oversight by regulatory bodies, and renewal of registration at specific interval, often annually or biannually. Contingent open meeting, continuing education and competency requirements.
Now, I will proceed with the roles and responsibilities of Shariah Advisors in the Islamic capital market. In the intricate world of Islamic finance, Shariah Advisors serve as guardians of compliance, ensuring that all transactions uphold the principles of Shariah law. Their roles and responsibilities encompass several key areas, each essential for maintaining the integrity and credibility of Shariah compliance within the Islamic capital market. First and foremost, Shariah Advisors are entrusted with providing expertise and advice on Shariah matters pertaining to Islamic capital market products and activities. This includes offering guidance on documentation, structural interfaces, futures, and investment instruments. The objective is to ensure that all aspects of these products or activities align harmoniously with Shariah requirements and delineated in relevant securities law and guidelines issued by regulatory bodies such as the Securities Commissions. Furthermore, Shariah Advisors are tasked with ensuring compliance with Shariah rulings, principles, and concepts endorsed by the Shariah Advisory Council. This entails meticulous oversight to ensure that all transactions and activities within the Islamic capital market adhere faithfully to the applicable Shariah standards. Their vigilance in enforcing endorsed rulings serve to safeguard the authenticity and integrity of Islamic financial transactions, fostering trust and confidence among stakeholders. In instances where clear Shariah rulings or principles are absent, Shariah Advisors employ ijtihad or intellectual reasoning to navigate complexities and ensure compliance. This analytical approach allows them to address ambiguity and uncertainty, guiding transactions towards alignment with Shariah principles, even in the absence of implicit guidance. Through the application of ijtihad, Shariah Advisors demonstrate their commitment to upholding Shariah compliance in all aspects of Islamic capital market activities. Shariah Advisors are held to the highest standards of professionalism and diligence in executing their duties. They must act with due care, skill, and meticulous attention to detail to uphold the credibility and trustworthiness of Shariah compliance within the Islamic capital market. Their rigorous adherence to professional standards ensures the integrity of Shariah compliance and reinforces confidence in Islamic financial transactions. In situations where ambiguity or uncertainty arise regarding any Shariah matters, Shariah Advisors are required to consult regulatory authorities such as the Securities Commission for guidance. This consultative approach ensures that any concerns related to Shariah compliance are addressed promptly and effectively, maintaining the regulatory integrity of the market.
Next is submission of annual declaration. Shariah Advisor must submit the annual declaration form as shown to the Security Commission within 10 business days from the anniversary date of their registration, but cannot be used for financial institution. Notification. Individual, financial institution and corporate Shariah Advisor must provide written notification to the Security Commission within 10 business days. For individual, it is from the date he is no longer fit and proper. While for financial institution, it is from the date when the financial institution, its director, senior management or the Shariah committee is no longer fit and proper. For corporate company, it is from the occurrence of any event such as the corporation, its director, senior management or Shariah official are no longer fit and proper. Conduct requirement for Shariah advisor. In carrying out his roles and responsibility, the Shariah advisor must act honestly and uphold the principle of Shariah. Take all reasonable steps to ensure fair treatment in discharging his duty and carry out any other duty or responsibility as may be specified by the Security Commission relating to Sharia matters. Conflict of interest. A Sharia advisor must use their best effort to identify and avoid any actual or potential conflict of interest. Where a conflict of interest cannot be avoided, the Sharia advisor must have adequate arrangement in place to effectively manage the conflict of interest. A company that provide or conduct Islamic capital market activity cannot appoint a Sharia advisor who is an employee of the company.
Next, refusal of registration and deregistration. Refusal of registration typically refers to a situation where an application for registration of a particular item, such as a product or a trademark, is denied by the relevant authority due to various reasons, such as non-compliance with regulation, incomplete documentation, or existing conflicts with other registered items. Deregistration, on the other hand, refers to the process of removing an item from a register or list where it was previously registered. This could be due to various reasons such as the item no longer being in use, the expiration of registration, or non-compliance with registration requirements. Next, submission of application. First, review the requirements. Make sure you understand requirements for the application. This may include specific forms, supporting documents, fee and deadlines. Second, complete the application forms. Fill out the application form accurately and completely. Double check for any errors or missing information. Third, gather supporting documents. Collect any required supporting documents such as identification, certificates, permits or other relevant paperwork. Fourth, submit the application. Submit the completed application form and supporting documents through the designated method, which could be online, by mail, in person, or through the specific portal. Fifth, follow up. Keep track of the status of your application. You may need to follow up with the authority or organization to check on the progress and address any additional requirements or requires. Last, stay informed. Be aware of any updates or notification regarding your application. Make sure to respond promptly to any requests for further information or clarification.
What is Sukuk? Sukuk is an Islamic bond that has to follow Sharia regulations. It does not use any interest rate and any other prohibited elements in Islam. Sukuk and bond are both debt instruments but differ in structure and principles because bonds are interest-bearing loan. Why company issue Sukuk? First, companies issue Sukuk because it's better than stock. Sukuk provide an opportunity for corporation to raise financing without diluting the current shareholders' equity. Second, it's investors' attraction. Investors are attracted to the potential for regular interest payment and the repayment of the principal amount at maturity, often offering higher yields compared to the traditional banks' deposits. The last one is diversify funding sources. It allows companies to diversify their sources of financing. This diversification reduces dependence on any single source of funding.
Why you need to invest in Sukuk? Firstly, because Sukuk is considered fixed income asset. Investor will receive regular returns throughout the course. But unlike a bond holder, a Sukuk holder is granted an ownership interest in the asset or business being financed, and the return is tied to the performance of the underlying asset. Next, although the concept of Sukuk is a bit different from bonds because Sukuk based on Sharia compliant principle, meanwhile bonds are interest based but they frequently have similar legal and framework. For example, the return date and maturity date are outlined in the legal contract. Sukuk can also be traded in secondary market or as exchange traded bonds and sukuk (ETBS) on Bursa Malaysia Securities. For example, if the buyers want to cash out, they can sell bond to other buyers before the bonds matures.
Next, Sukuk provide an ideal way of financing large projects for the public good that would otherwise not be possible. There are many economic activities of projects that are out of reach of individuals, companies, or in the case of various developing Islamic economies, government. In this case, Sukuk are perfect for financing these projects without falling into interest-based debt because Islamic finance is based on principles of fairness and justice which are achieved by avoiding riba. Lastly, Islamic financial instruments are well suited for fund management. This is proven by investors can sell their securities and obtain the cost of their certificates. If the projects that back their Sukuk certificates have generated profits, this results in a quick return in investment. Then, banks or institutes can use part of their funds to purchase Islamic securities and then sell them on the secondary market when liquid assets are needed.
In Malaysia, there are 7 types of sukuk. Firstly, sukuk mudharabah. It is a certificate that represents projects or activities that are managed on the basis of a mudharabah contract. Secondly, sukuk musyarakah. It's a partnership arrangement between 2 or more parties where each partner makes a capital contribution to the partnership. Thirdly, sukuk al-wakalah. It is a contract in which a party authorities to another party to act on behalf of the former. Next, sukuk murabaha is referred as a contractual arrangement between an investor and an originator. Another type of sukuk is sukuk salam. It involves the purchase of assets by one party to another party. Other than that, types of sukuk in Malaysia are sukuk ijarah. It is a certificates of equal value which are issued by the owner of an existing property. Last but not least, it is a sukuk istisna. It is a contractual agreement for manufacturing goods and commodities.
Now, I will continue about key features of Sukuk. First is Islamic finance compliance. Sukuk are structured in accordance with Shariah principles, which prohibit the payment of receipt of interest, riba, and emphasize ethical and equitable financial transactions. Sukuk transactions must adhere to specific guidelines outlined by Shariah scholars, ensuring compliance with Islamic law. Second is asset ownership. Sukuk holders have ownership right in tangible assets, project, or investment underlying the Sukuk insurance. Unlike conventional bonds, which represent debt obligations, Sukuk holders are entitled to a share of profits generated by the underlying asset. This asset-backed nature of Sukuk provide investors with great transparency and assurance regarding the sources of returns. Third is type of Sukuk. Common type of Sukuk include ijarah, is leasing, which involve leasing asset or properties to generate returns. Musyarakah is partnership, where investors pool their capital to finance joint ventures and share profit and losses. And mudharabah is investment, which involve investors providing capital to entrepreneurs in exchange for a share of profit. Fourth is risk sharing. Sukuk transaction embody the principle of risk sharing, where Sukuk holders and issuers share the risk associated with the underlying asset. This contrasts with conventional debt instruments, where bondholders bear minimal risk beyond the issued creditworthiness. Risk sharing aligns with Islamic finance principle, promoting fairness and equity in financial transactions. And the last one is growing market. The Sukuk market has experienced significant growth in recent years, driven by the increasing demand for Sharia-compliant investment, product and infrastructure financing needs in Muslim majority countries. Governments, corporations, and multilateral institutions are increasingly turning to Sukuk as an alternative sources of funding for various projects, including infrastructure development, renewable energy initiative, and social welfare programs.
Last but not least, what is the risk of investing in bond and sukuk? The first one is credit risk. It refers to the bond insurer may default on payment, thus posing a risk to investor. A bond is an exchange loan for fixed interest payment and a maturity return. For example, if a company experiences financial problem, it is certain that they will not be able to pay the interest. The second one is a liquidity risk. It is important when investing in bond and sukuk as it refers to the ease of buying or selling without affecting the investment price. For example, low liquidity can cause the price of Sukuk to fall, while high liquidity indicates more buyer and seller. The last one is interest rate risk. Interest rate risk can affect bond investment because bond and Sukuk price are inversely related. For example, rising interest rate can reduce the value of existing bond, while falling rates increase their value. Change in interest rate can affect the value of bond investment if sold before maturity. So, it is important to consider interest rate movement and their potential impact on investment strategy.